Welcome to another edition of the Nightly Nuge, but this isn't just another edition of the Nightly Nuge. Ted, you have someone with you, a very special guest. Tell our listeners who you've got there.
Well, you know, Keith, I celebrate truth, logic, and common sense and this we the people independent spirit, attitude, and energy on every Nightly Nuge. In fact, in everything I do. And I am so honored that Dr. Mehmet Oz would travel all the way from Pennsylvania to visit the Nugent tribe here to get that truth, logic, common sense, God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandment, Golden Rule, that man in the arena work ethic that created the greatest quality of life in the history of mankind. Dr. Oz, welcome to the freedom-drenched man cave cuckoo's nest and the Nightly Nuge. Thank you for doing this.
I just followed the Let's Go Brandon signs all the way down.
Yes, there were a lot of them.
Straight in here.
But you know, Keith, the reason that Dr. Oz is here with us today, because he has heard, because he pays attention, and this is an experiment in self-government after all, it includes doctors and guitar players. He heard that Ted Nugent cares. And the only reason that I put myself forward into this outrageous lion's den of political insanity is because I deeply care. I see how this shining city on the hill has turned into feces and needles and high crime and worrying about children's sexuality in kindergarten and so many atrocities that are plaguing this American dream. And Dr. Oz is running for U.S. Senate in the great Keystone state of Pennsylvania. And I know Pennsylvania. And there's been a lot of lies about me over the years. And I want to help someone who clings tenaciously and absolutely to those conservative values of God, family, country, law, and order. And I'm going to tell you, everybody, because I've got a lot of pushback. Well, Dr. Oz is against the Second Amendment. Dr. Oz wants to teach kindergartners about transgender. No, those are lies. And I wanted to hear it right from Dr. Oz's mouth. So today on the Nightly Nuge, let's just put the perfection of the Second Amendment to rest, shall we? What is your belief about keeping and bearing arms?
First of all, I love you.
I love you back.
You're a mentor, and you've shared insights, ways of thinking about our God-given rights, including the Second Amendment, that we can't abdicate. So let's talk about the Second Amendment, but I'm going to go through them all, if you don't mind.
Please, let's do it.
I'm a life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness person. So let's start with life, which as a doctor...
You're my blood brother.
God bless. So I phrase it, it's about faith, family, right? Some food, and then have fun with it.
We've talked those exact terms on Nightly Nuge.
It takes a lot of brave patriots saying what they see for America to get back on its path, and you're doing that. So let's go through these three issues of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Life starts at conception. It goes through childhood. Protect the kids. Don't expose them to things they're not ready to. We don't...
Family.
Well,
Mom and dad, if you can.
Their values that they give you are the most essential ones, and you don't want anything perverting that. And as Ben Carson, very wise, who's been a big supporter, says, do you teach 5-year-olds calculus? No. Why don't you teach them calculus? They're not ready. So if you start talking about gender issues and they're not ready to hear it, it gets misinterpreted. 85% of kids who tell you that they're transgender will go back to the gender they're supposed to be.
They don't know yet.
They don't, of course not. The brain is a complicated place. Why would you think a teacher should be intervening in this issue, or a social worker? It should be the parents loving them. Anyway, move them to education, teach them the right things, how to make a living, how to pair bond, how to have kids. We don't have enough kids in America. As a doctor, I care a lot about healthcare. Become the world expert on your body. That's life. Liberty. The First Amendment, it's first for a reason. Second Amendment is to protect the First Amendment, something you told me I've never forgotten. That's really important. It's conceptually acknowledging we don't have a license for our First Amendment, right? Why would we have a license or want anyone to give it to us or expect anyone to give us a license for our Second Amendment? And with liberty also comes individualism. I should be free to be who I want to be, get out of my way. There's no reason why I would expect any other individual to intervene in who I want to be as an American. That's why our country's special.
The great documents that identify America, and again, I say Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, those are absolutisms. Yeah. That's where goodwill and decency and reaching out and helping your fellow man because you're taking good care of yourself, both health-wise, financially, prioritization, maybe farming, ranching, so you know where your food comes from. The stronger we are as individuals, the better equipped we are and prepared and capable to reach out and help those in need. So what you're talking about, and I know it sometimes we go to bed at night and I go, why did I even have to say that? It's such self-evident truth.
Well, if you're an undecided voter in Pennsylvania, or if maybe you've already made up your mind, but you're open-minded in the end, or wherever you are in the country, if you come back tomorrow night and every night this week on the Nightly Nuge, we've got some really pointed questions we're going to ask Dr. Oz. Obviously, he's won the endorsement of Ted Nugent and President Donald Trump. The question is he going to get your endorsement, which is the key issue we're going to face this week? So come back again tomorrow night. We're going to have another special edition of the Nightly Dr. Oz. Oh, sorry, Ted. The Nightly.
This week is the Nightly Dr. Oz and Dr. Odds.